Okay.
Saan po pwede?
Kailangan may ano rin?
Ay, kahit pwede naman po hindi.
Oo, pwede naman ano lang.
Yung audio na lang.
Oo.
Sige.
What do you need here ba?
Ano po, yung may mga questions lang po ako doon. Tapos answer nyo lang po based on your experience or
So
opinion.
this is qualitative?
Up.
Qualitative.
Tatanong lang.
Kasi interview eh.
Ano po, opo.
Kasi,
Yung,
because if it is quantitative,
Numbers.
marami kang
Opo.
susulat.
Yung may survey po kami for general. Tapos yung interview po namin for mga Cebuano, may mga ano po sa Cebuano. Opo.
Okay. Excited ako dyan ha. Sige.
So, ano, can you
Start ka na.
Okay na po. So, can you introduce yourself and what is your profession?
Yeah, I'm Professor Dina B. Autencio, the principal of senior high school. But I'm in admin position for 6 years already. But my bachelor teaching 20 years, teaching mathematics. Okay?
So, are you a native speaker and how much do you know about the language of Visayan Cebuano?
I was born in Bohol, so I can really speak Cebuano, which is a slight change for Boholano language, meaning dialect.
Yes po.
Okay.
So, can you tell me about the Filipino language as a whole?
Filipino language.
Opo, yung panglahatan.
Sa Filipino.
Opo.
Okay, as a Filipino language, actually, we really need Filipino language actually because the communication in Philippines is most likely a Filipino, but there is a slight problem in terms of those people who are actually just has a knowledge of Filipino when they go to Cebu, when they go to Bohol, they don't know nothing. No, they don't know how to speak their dialect.
Yes.
Unlike if you are a native Boholano, Cebuano, no, you can speak the two dialect, no,
Yes.
meaning the language in the mother tongue of Manila and the mother tongue of Cebu or Bohol. So
Yes.
that is our advantage as a Boholana.
Yes.
Okay?
So, can you tell me about the Cebuano language and its history?
Actually, Cebuana is Boholano is part of a Cebuana, no, wherein we speak the same language, but there is a slight change in terms of the Y and J. Because when we speak, for example, kanya-kanya in Tagalog, in Cebu it is iya-iya, but in Bohol, ija-ija. So we can see a slight difference.
Yes.
The Y will become J in Bohol. That's why we call it ija-ija, aho-aho. Meaning kanya-kanya lang talaga daw sa Bohol. Walang pakialaman. Okay? In other words.
Yes. So, in your opinion or your expertise, how is Visayan different from Cebuano?
Yeah, as I mentioned a while ago, the difference is just the pronunciation of words, wherein the Y will become J, iya-iya, ija-ija, so the Y will become J, and some other words which is somewhat change of syllable, just a change of letter from Y to J.
So, i-repeat ko lang yung question. Yung question po is, ano po yung pinagkaiba po ng Bisaya and Cebuano po? Kasi marami pong nako-confuse if Bisaya po ba or Cebuano.
Bisaya is also Cebuano is also a Bisaya. Boholana is also a Bisaya. So they belong to a Bisayan Bisayan dialect. Meaning ay Bisayan people. But we have different dialects. Okay?
So, yung Visayan po is the people, the Cebuano is the dialect.
Cebuano, Boholano,
Yes.
they are the dialects.
So, how does Visayan Cebuano different linguistically and culturally from Tagalog?
Yeah, we have many differences actually, because in Visayan we have different culture. Unlike in are you referring to Manila?
Yung language lang po na Tagalog.
Language,
Yes
Tagalog.
po.
It's really has a really different a big difference.
Yes.
Because if you really don't know anything about Bisaya, you don't really understand if you are a native in Manila.
So, about the Visayan Cebuano language, what do you think of it as a whole, culturally, historically, and its importance to the country?
Because I am a Boholana, it is really, in my case, it is really a big importance, because as we go to other places like Visayas places like in Cagayan, in Davao, those are Visayas. Those people there speak in Bisaya. Like Davao, they speak the same as Cebuana, but a little difference naman in some words. But you will still understood it as the same meaning. Okay, but because
Yes.
that is also Bisaya.
Yes.
Okay.
So, according to the PSA po, Cebuano is the second most spoken language in the Philippines. So, why didn't it become the official language of Filipino?
Because the capital city of the Philippines is Manila, and Manila is in Tagalog. So it is the second largest dialect language. Second
Most spoken language.
most spoken language, the Visayan, because there are so many what's that, the Lawigan, so many places in Philippines that uses the same language, which is Bisaya,
Yes.
Visayan dialect.
So,
Okay.
how do you view the current state of Visayan Cebuano in the Philippines today in terms of cultural heritage and everyday use? So, as of today,
As of today, there are so many tourist attractions in Bohol, in Cebu, wherein
Yes.
we usually go there as our recreational planning. We if you come there with, if you visit that place without someone who really know the language or the dialect, it's also hard for you to communicate. Okay, so
Yes.
when we go there, we spoke our language, so it's easy for us to communicate with people, the local people there. Ayan na, Bisaya na.
so what are the benefits you see in new learners trying to learn Cebuano to the Visayan people?
New learning for Filipino. Again, I'm sorry.
What are the benefits do you see in new learners trying to learn the Visayan Cebuano?
There are because some people are actually linguistic. Most of the that is also a communication skills, no?
Yes.
Just like if you would like to study Japanese, Nihongo, if you would like to study German, because my husband is actually studying German language, it's really hard also. Just like if you are not a Bisaya,
Yes.
it's really hard for you to communicate or to study the language or the dialect in Visayas.
Yes. So, follow-up question ko po sa sinabi niyo is, what are the key challenges in teaching or in learning regional languages such as Visayan Cebuano?
Since we are teaching here in Manila, and most of the medium of instruction is in English, only Filipino, and recently the Filipino ID social studies will be actually replaced to English in our institution, PCU,
Yes.
because we adhere to the opinion of our president, wherein we really don't need to speak Tagalog because at home we speak Tagalog already. Therefore, we have to enhance our English communication in teaching,
Yes.
especially the Araling Panlipunan in our school. It is taught in English. So the book is actually adapted in English.
Yes.
Okay? So that we are ready for entrance examinations, wherein all questions are, for most of the subjects, are actually in English. Okay? I think only one Filipino language lang kami. We have the primary, the mother tongue, but for Filipino subject, that's the only subject that has a medium of instruction in Filipino.
So, what types of language learning do you believe would most effectively engage learners and reflect the authentic use of Visayan Cebuano?
I'm sorry, what?
What are the types?
Types.
What types of language learning do you believe would most effectively engage learners and reflect the authentic use of Visayan Cebuano?
Yeah, I think this is your study is a very good example of type of learning wherein it is very interactive, because most of your recipient here is the people who play mobile game, and even young pupils
Yes.
can also use this game, wherein if you would like to learn Bisaya,
Yes.
no, you can have it here in your mobile game.
Yes.
And just like language barrier, no, most of the students in elementary, as I observed, because I'm also teaching advanced math there, and 3 years also a principal of elementary.
Yes.
So I observed that students or pupils really speak in English fluently. Why? Because the games itself, the movie they watch,
Yes.
are actually in English.
Yes.
That's why they adapt it, and then they used to communicate it every day, even in school. When I'm training math to elementary teachers, nagno-nosebleed din ako. Why? They will not speak even one word of Tagalog. They speak to me, they talk to me in English. Why? Because of the gadgets that they have, no?
Yes.
And their language of games in the internet or in the mobile games are actually in English. Okay?
Yes. So, in your opinion, what role does language play in preserving cultural identity of Cebuano-speaking communities?
I am not a native Cebuano, no, but I'm a native Boholana.
Yes.
So, the question is about
What role does language play in preserving the cultural identity?
it has a big role actually, because when we speak of our heritage in Bohol, we used to explain it in Bisaya, and the people there of course will understand, no, but we have usually a translator to interpret if the tourist there is coming from other countries.
Yes.
Because in our area is an area of a tourist spots, wherein we can see there the mirror of the world,
Yes.
the one which is known for us in Bohol, the Big Eye, Tarsier. The
Yes.
Tarsier is just our neighbor. And the land there is also our land, connected to our land. So the people there actually speak in their mother tongue, in their own language. But for tourists, they have their interpreter. They have an English tourist guide there. And for other languages, they also have a German speaking guide, French speaking guide, and have together with them in the tour.
Yes. So, in your opinion, how do you see digital tools influencing language, culture, and tradition preservation?
This is it has a very big influence to us, no? Because nowadays the 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 generation is in digital generation already.
Yes.
No, they are the generation of computer literate na talaga sila, no?
Yes po.
Wherein in the digital world we use, and they are used actually to do to to play games, not outside games but computer games.
Yes.
Wherein they make use of their mobile phone.
Yes.
Wherein most of the activities, most of their time are actually in their mobile phone.
Yes.
Wherein they used to play mobile games.
Yes. So,
And if you are going to inject the Visayan version of mobile game, it is very, very helpful for them. Okay? And we are so proud of course, as a Filipina, that if you are going to create something like a mobile game in Bisaya,
yes.
It's not first time, because of course your study has really related studies also having the same language, but not maybe in mobile game. Maybe in promotion, they speak in Tagalog, in other terms, but for you to engage young people to learn other language like Bisaya, Visayan language, you can really engage them because they are actually in phone nowadays, no? Kahit nga grade ay wala pa, kinder. Kahit maliit pa lang, 2 years old, they can navigate their mobile phone. If you have this app wherein the games is in Tagalog, it's in Bisaya, that's much better for them to learn other language.
So, ito nga, yung next question po is, in what ways could learning or in teaching using digital tools like regional languages like Cebuano in comparison to traditional methods?
This is way what I mean is that malayo talaga yan. Malayo ang learning. We will learn nowadays by interactive, no? 21st century learning includes digital.
Yes.
Because the students now are digital native. Sila yung mga talagang magaling. No, parang savvy, digital savvy. 'Di ba po? So they are actually very good in manipulating anything basta pagka digital.
Yes.
No, they will discover it, no? So this is really a good help for young people if they would like to learn other language than English and Filipino.
Yes po. So, my follow-up question to that is, regarding the traditional learning such as books nga, in your expertise po, is the books too formal to learn Cebuano or Visayan languages?
I think that there is no I've never seen a book here for how many years, no? I'm teaching for 26 years, studying here for 5 years. We never been touch a book which is Bisaya.
Yes.
Only a Bible from my grandma. The Bible of my grandma is in Bisaya. No? But for me, even I live for my young years in elementary years and first year, second year in Bohol.
Yes.
It's hard for me to memorize now. Meaning to do something like saying yung malalim na Bisaya.
Yes.
So it's more on Cebuana like. But if we talk about deeper language or deeper words in Bohol, it's not really I'm not really good on it na this time because we don't have a continuous communication because my husband is an Ilonggo and I'm Cebuana, Boholana, At home, we're not using both language. So we use English and Tagalog.
So, magkaiba po yung language niya po sa language niya po.
Yes, oo.
Mm.
Although they are also known as Bisaya.
Okay.
Bisaya, Ilonggo.
Ilonggo po.
Oo, they also belong to a Visayan.
Okay. So, yung last question ko po is what are some ways a person can look up to learn Cebuano language, and what are its availability as of today?
Yun nga, as of today, I never encountered a book which is in Bisaya, only a Bible from my grandma.
Yes.
Wherein, parang pamana pa niya sa akin yun na it's more used talaga na. Pero the content is in Bisaya. And some of the prayer book, but we're not used to it. That's why we use English na in praying. That's why it's really hard for us to communicate with our family, wherein we have different dialects. Dialect Cebuana and dialect na Ilonggo.
So, is there...
Sige,
sige. Sige.
So, your study is actually very, very engaging.
Yes.
Wherein the pupils, kahit ba young generation nowadays, can really make use of hearing hearing the word in Bisaya, wherein the actions may be in your mobile game. Is this mobile game?
Yes.
In the mobile game will be included. Engaging talaga to.
So, is there anything you'd like to share about the language of Visayan, Cebuano?
That's why it is called as the second language, because most of the Visayan areas, the Davao, like for example in Cagayan, they actually use that Visayan, no?
Yes.
So, and most of the language is actually being used in some part of Luzon also. If there are people like Ma'am Tabada, the one you in SSO,
yes po.
we speak Bisaya when we met. Okay, we speak Bisaya throughout. We don't speak Tagalog, we don't speak English, no? So marami din, most of us here coming from Visayan region.
Yes.
That's why we love to speak if we see each other, kasi nga that's the only time we can speak Bisaya. That's why we really remember words in Bisaya, but not that so malalim, deeper meaning, yung old, what we call that, yung old words nila na sobrang lalim. Kumbaga sa Tagalog, di ba may Tagalog na malalim?
Yes.
Bisaya, hindi na yung malalim na Bisaya.
Parang
mga na lang, conversational na lang kami.
Yun din po yung question ko po kanina is, if yung mga tinuturo po ba sa books is masyado po ba siyang malalim for learners who wants to learn na for everyday communication lang, for talking to the locals?
Filipino or Bisaya?
Yung po, if yung mga traditional learning po such as books po ba, if masyado po ba yung malalim para sa new learners po, na kunyari po yung mga Tagalog.
The problem is nowadays they're not reading books anymore because even the library has the e-library already. Electronic na siya, books.
Yes po.
Now we're in, we just scan it, and then we're not used to have a book in Bisaya. Unless you study in Bohol.
Yes.
But I think only few in Bisaya. Most of them is in English. Right?
Yes.
So I really appreciate you for making a mobile game in Cebuano.
Yes po. Yung choice po talaga namin na yan is, yun nga po, yung gusto po namin matuto ng Bisaya. Kaso nga lang po, parang hirap nga po maghanap po ng mga materials, kung saan po pwede matuto. Such as kanina po.
So nahirapan din kayo maghanap ng books.
Yes.
How about dictionary? Meron bang Tagalog, Cebuano? Yun nga, hindi ko rin na-encounter yan eh. How about in AI? Meron na bang Cebuano and Tagalog?
I think meron naman.
Cebuano English.
Yes po.
Oo.
I think meron naman, pero sobrang limited lang po.
Yun na.
Kaya-
Sabi ko sa'yo, Bible lang taga ang Bisaya na meron ako eh.
Kanina-
Bible lang talaga.
Opo. Nag-explore din po ako kanina po sa mga De La Salle, Benilde, pati sa PNU din po. Parang
Oo, di ba?
wala
Kung
rin
sino
po
lang yung
talaga.
Bisaya, yun yung makaka-appreciate ng ano mo.
Opo.
But if you are going to inject it in the mobile game,
Yes po.
maybe they will really learn from it because they learn English that easy because of the communication in the mobile game.
Yes po. Mga
Oo.
media po.
Oo.
Tsaka, yun po, nag-search din po ako ng mga, baka may mga Cebuano courses dito. And wala rin po talaga na, opo. Kaya, yung
The
po yung
supervising principal, the SSO, the data privacy doctor, ang aming attorney ng school is also a Bisaya. So, when we talk to each other, we speak Bisaya. Hindi kami maintindihan ng iba.
Oh. So, that's all the questions I have for today.
Okay.
Thank you po, ma'am.
You're welcome.